I go by the name of Parker Sensai of the anime Freshmen.
Hi, and I'm Arfath of Arfath Eats.
And today, we're joining forces with Uzumaki London to bring you our first ever Fresh Bites review.
This show is about taking a bite out of anime. Uzumaki is an anime lover's dream come true, bringing food from your favourite shows to real life. The first thing that will hit you about this place is the incredible decor of your favourite anime characters and shows spanning across 360 degrees on all the walls. All impressively hand-painted by co-founder Andu, whose birthday was actually a few days ago. Happy belated birthday, Andu. And whether an anime fan or not, the food here is excellent too, offering a wide variety of delicious anime and Japanese-inspired dishes from karage, katsu, ramen, and even dango. We'll definitely be exploring more of this in Fresh Bites. Final touching note is that Uzumaki also offers halal options, so there's something for everyone to enjoy.
Animated by Madhouse, the studio behind titles like Black Lagoon, Hunter x Hunter, and Death Note, written by Kanehito Yamada and illustrated by Tsukasa Abe. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, follows the captivating story of Frieren, an elfin mage who has witnessed many centuries and lived throughout countless journeys. As she embarks on yet another quest, she grapples with the emotional toll of outliving companions and witnessing the transient nature of mortal lives. The narrative explores themes of friendship, loss, and the enduring human spirit. Frieren's encounters with new allies and challenges provides a fresh perspective on the consequences of mortality, weaving a tale that delves into the complexities of existence beyond the boundaries of time.
So the first thing we have here is the croquettes. I think this is something that I thought was kind of inspired from Frieren, when kind of the gang would go and cook food and kind of have all these like really nice kind of handheld and snack dishes. Similarly, that's part of the reason we also tried the kind of youthful curry, potatoes, carrots, mushrooms, things that the guys would be foresting and kind of getting from the markets and villages that they travel to and from.
Do you know what? If left to me, I'll just basically pick things from the menu and say, yum. So long story short, we settled for the onigiri because we thought that it's something that they kind of embark on their journey and they have food along the way in various episodes. So this is something that we kind of envisioned them having if they were to like go out and eat or if they were to make something themselves. This is probably a dish that probably would represent the Frieren party later on in the actual adventure. And with the karage, who doesn't like karage? Who doesn't like chicken?
It's good.
Yeah, literally. I could picture Eisen being someone that would probably really appreciate this one.
Oh, he would love that.
He seems like a karage man.
Just on the campfire, just sneaking it through his beard.
Yeah,
like
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
As we talk about starters, where do we start with Frieren? What's the premise? What's something that inspires you or something that you feel?
So one of the things that I really liked about the show is how it started. The start of the show was the end of a journey that we actually knew nothing about, and then throughout the series, you both not just learn about the story that Frieren went through, but she's embarking on a new journey which has so many parallels and mirrors to her existing crew, and she's using lessons learned and missed opportunities with this new party. Obviously, being an elf, she lives a lot longer than her human, compatriots. So she's starting to understand kind of the value of time, the value of life, and I think one thing that's really interesting about the premise is the fact that when she is joined by Frieren and Stark, young people, teenagers, they just want to, they don't want to stay anywhere too long. They want to keep going to the next place. Whereas I think
she savors those moments.
Exactly. She loves to take her time. She loves to savor the moments. And ultimately, I think what the anime is trying to do is just enjoy the journey. It doesn't matter if it takes you 2 days or 2 years. It's about the time you spend together and the story you create.
Yeah. Kind of to piggyback what you said, one thing that I actually really find good narrative-wise is there's kind of a thing where they focus on 3 portions of Frieren's life. So at the start of the anime, you see her focus on Himmel, the hero, and the party that she was a part of. Then they move on to Fern and Stark, who basically become her party, and they also get that priest that later joins them as well. So that becomes her new hero party. And later on, they also touch upon her distant past with her mentor, who basically, without going into too much spoilers, is someone who's quite significant in the story. So yeah, overall, Frieren is a refreshing story, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, likewise, for sure. Shall we tuck in? Yeah. Okay. What do you want to go in first? main, I got the Bunkai beef ramen. It includes beef short rib, charred sweet corn. I had to double up on the egg. I don't believe in half an egg, you got a whole egg. And then, wonderfully bouncy egg noodles with a rich broth. Kind of touching upon that and a few of my favorite kind of moments in Frieren. First one that still sticks to my mind is the arc with Lady Aura. And this talk about Frieren being, a mage that doesn't quite exude her own power. And then you realize during the scales that actually she's been suppressing this power for thousands of years, and it's something that she learned from a mentor, and it's something that not only is it a badass moment, but the polar opposite of what demons do, where they like to show off their mana as a way of pride, is almost a disadvantage to them, and they don't realize. So I think that arc and that moment, because it also translates well to Frieren. Frieren is teaching Frieren how to do the same, so her potential as a mage is off the chart. And then taking it back to food, some of my favorite food moments in that show revolves around Stark. The way that he revisits his jumbo berry years after he had it for the first time with Eisen, and for some reason it just shrinks to him. But actually he's just gotten bigger, so it's one of those life moments. And touching upon that as well, a really touching moment with Stark was the realization of actually, he always thought that he'd never had anyone to celebrate his birthday or any presents. But growing up under a warrior's guild, their way of showing reward and congratulations and love was cooking a really big Hamburg steak and feeding that to Stark to tell him, you're doing a good job and you're going to be a fine warrior. So I thought that was a really, really touching moment for both the character and the series.
Yeah, and you know what? So to piggyback on what you said, what I ordered is I got the traditional Uzumaki ramen, but I mixed up a little bit. I got something called a 10-10 broth, which is a bit more spicy than your usual broth. I guess if I was to tie this in with Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, there's a dragon. So when we first see Stark in the series, we see him basically confronting a dragon. And one thing, or why that sticks in my head, is because Stark's mentor, who was also part of the hero party, Eisen, he basically trained Stark. And he mentions that Stark is quite strong, but Stark is scared of the dragon because he feels as though this dragon is only not destroying the village that he happens to be in because the dragon doesn't feel like it, when in reality the dragon is aware that Stark is quite strong. Stark doesn't believe his own ability, but later on something has to happen where the two collide, so that's a very interesting fight. But if we were to also speak about the hero party, we have one of my favourite characters. We have Peter, who is the corrupt priest. What I like about him is he starts off seeming as he's very irresponsible, always getting drunk, always unreliable, but he kind of has his moment where he later on becomes more seasoned, and he kind of ties in with someone from Frieren's new party who basically is the priest for her party. But overall, Haita is hilarious, and he's the main reason that Fern and Frieren actually journey together. But overall, yeah, that's probably two of my favorite stand-up moments from the series. Awesome. Come to the end of the road.
Yeah.
What is your final thoughts on Frieren? If you were to pick up your positives, your negatives, what did you enjoy? Anything you disliked?
You know what? Overall, I think it's a really fantastic anime. I think it's very different from what's out there at the moment and what's mainstream. I think in terms of animation, story, characters, it's up there as one of the best right now. Not really a drawback, but I think if you do end up watching Frieren and giving it a go, watch a few episodes, don't just base off one episode. The first episode is really good, but I think once you watch a few, you'll definitely start to get what the anime is about. But other than that, for me, it's really good, really excellent. How about you?
If I was to give my final thoughts, Frieren is a very, very amazingly paced anime. It's surprisingly refreshing. The take on the fantasy genre has been shaken up by the entry of Frieren. I strongly recommend it. If it's not in contention for anime of the year, I don't know what the anime scene is doing, but literally. Frieren is something that, if you ever watched To Your Eternity, if you've heard of that, it's similar in terms of it's a very good narrative plot. It has a few small eye-jerking moments that will kind of bring tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
But overall, I'd say that maybe the only drawback that I can think of is I want more. Moment of truth. If you were to grade it with the official anime freshman grading system, what would you grade it? S to F.
So I'm going for a solid A. I think it's 100% an A anime. It's definitely got to be one on your watch list, definitely one you pick up. I wouldn't give it an S tier yet, just because it's still season 1, it's still a new anime, and I think as good as it is, there's still more potential for it to be exceptional. So it's an A from me.
Yeah. If I was to grade it, I would also give it A. I agree with you there. It's a very, very strong anime. I would say put it on your watch list. Make sure that if you haven't watched it yet, that you take our word for it and give it a shot, because it's such a good show. I guess with that said, let's get to call it a day.
Yeah.
So, my name is Zen of the Anime Freshmen. You can find us on the socials at Anime Freshmen everywhere.
And I'm Arfath of Arfath Eats on Instagram, so you can find me there and follow me there.
Make sure that you keep it fresh and keep watching anime. That was such a cheese ending.
It's okay, it's good.